It's an interesting thing for me how I got into organic no-till. I've been doing what I label a sustainable no-till for 26 years, but about 5 or 6 years ago, I started to become very much aware that many people who attended my talks were intrigued because of the weed control I was able to get with these high residue systems. If you get enough tonnage, 2 to 3 tons is kind of a minimum, you can suppress weeds. That doesn't mean that there won't be any weeds, but there is a concept that's very important, and that is this minimum weed-free period, which is the time that the field needs to be relatively clean before canopy closure. And with these heavy residues, we can achieve that, especially with vegetable crops that have a quick canopy closure like broccoli. A major reason why high residue systems are being used is it tends to amplify or enhance all the benefits of low residue systems. Key examples would be weed suppression and the buildup and improvement of soil quality. Proper selection, establishment, and production of high residue cover crops is the key to organic no-till. An ideal cover crop is moderately priced, easily established. You must be able to establish it without difficulty. Highly productive, which means a lot of biomass or residues produced. Easily killed mechanically, which of course is required by organics. And lastly, it's not allelopathic to the cash crop. It's fine to be allelopathic to the weeds, but it can't be allelopathic or interfere with crop growth. Cover crops can be and normally are crop specific. One is cereal rye biculture with hairy vetch. This can be used successfully for fruit crops like tomatoes, peppers, and pumpkins. It is widely used. Another combination is foxtail millet and soybean, or foxtail millet and cowpea. Other people have used different millets. I tend to use foxtail, but other people prefer Japanese and some even pearl. The millets work really good. They produce a huge amount of biomass in a short time, and they work really well as summer cover crops in preparation to receive fall broccoli or cabbage. Another thing that I found is crimson clover and barley. You can get huge amounts of biomass and nitrogen from the crimson clover, and it will come in earlier, like 3 weeks or more earlier than hairy vetch. And so you can use this for your early summer crops, and we've been very successful with that. And what we do, we plant different cover crops in strips to accommodate the need for nitrogen as well as weed control. In the center and also on the two borders, we plant a grass crop, Sudex or sorghum Sudan grass. This is a type of crop that grows very tall and produces a large amount of biomass and is known to control weeds very effectively. Then next to the Sudex, we planted sun hemp or crotalaria. And this sun hemp is a leguminous crop and produces large amounts of nitrogen. One of the disadvantages of sun hemp is the seed is very costly, up to $4 per pound. Legume crops that could be grown would be cowpeas or forage soybean. In this particular system, these are summer cover crops, and they will winter kill and leave the biomass for the following spring.
What we have here are some cover crops that were planted in the middle of July with the objective of growing a lot of biomass and then allowing it to frost kill. The advantage to this is that it leaves a mulch in place at the end of winter so that a farmer can plant early spring vegetable crops without tillage. So many of the systems that have been studied and researched and developed and utilized involve either an overwinter cover crop, which is suitable for May and June planting of vegetables, or an early summer cover crop, which is mowed or rolled about this time of year for late summer and fall crops. And what this opens up is the possibility of planting no-till peas, onions, spinach, lettuce, early broccoli, early cabbage in the early spring. Another advantage of this system is you're not depending on being able to mechanically kill. That means that farmers who are operating on a small scale with limited resources and only have a limited range of equipment don't have to worry about how am I going to mow or roll this thing down so it won't come back, because the winter will take care of it. mow killing or roll killing requires a fairly precise timing. You have to wait until the crop has bloomed but hasn't set mature seed. Whereas these crops, we don't care if they're vegetative or if they're flowering, or if you can roll them or not. The old man winter is going to do it. And we have two strategies. One is to plant a really tender, fast-growing, tropical, heat-loving crop in the middle of the summer, and at the first hint of frost, it's dead.